you really need to hear this, because this message is just for you. You need to be careful whose table that you're sitting at. Every table that you sit at in life is not your table, and you don't belong there. And you're going to know if you need to leave. You're going to know if you need to stay. You're going to know if you need to bond, because the Holy Spirit is going to make you uncomfortable. The Holy Spirit is going to trouble your spirit if you don't need to be in this place. If this is a place that the Lord wants you to continue to sit, God is going to allow a peace to come upon your life. Every table is not meant for you to sit at. I want you to remember the Last Supper. A table spiritually, a table biblically, meaning a place where you belong. A lot of you that are sitting in places with people, you don't belong with these people. You don't belong in this place. And you know you don't belong with these people, and you know you don't belong in this place. So why are you still sitting? What do you think you're going to gain out of it? A table also in the realm of the spirit and biblically, it represents abundance. It represents provision. It represents blessings and breakthroughs. It's going to represent favorable outcome. You're going to gain favorable outcomes when you sit at the table that God has ordained for you to sit. In this season of your life, be very mindful, because every table that you sit at, God did not ordain this table. He didn't ordain it. And you're wondering why you can't get the connections that you need. You know you're the full package. You know what you know. You've been given the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding. You already know this. And you're wondering, why can't things break? Why can't things just happen for me? Because you might be sitting in the wrong table. You might be sitting in the midst of enemies, and you think people are your friend. Don't ever forget this in life. When you pull up a chair and you sit down in somebody's house, that's saying that I'm bonded to you. That means I am connected to you. And not just a physical connection. You're going to connect emotionally. You're going to connect spiritually. You're going to connect energetically. You got to be careful where you sit. Because every place that you're seated, you don't belong in that place. And you want things to open up for you. And they're going to open up as soon as you sit in the right place. Everybody wants to belong, but you want to be a part of the right thing. And you want to be a part of the right people. You don't want to do anything that God called you to do with the wrong people. Because the wrong people are going to eat up your blessing. You ever had anybody to come in your life when you blessed? And as soon as it looks like you don't have anything else to offer these people, they run away, they vacate your life, they leave your life without a trace, without a warning, because they didn't belong in your life in the first place. And you didn't belong seated where you were seated. You need to hear this message, because so many people are sitting where they don't belong. And sometimes people know that they don't belong, but they just don't know how to get out of it. Get up and walk out of it. That's what you need to do. When God doesn't want you in a place, you have to leave that place. You have to get up and walk out of it. You got to have the courage, and you have to have the strength to do it. And you got to obey. It pays to obey. When God tells us something to do, we got to do it when he tells us to do it. Because if we delay what he asks us to do in the eyes of God, that is disobedience. And disobedience brings the curse upon our life. It causes us to fail. It causes us to have a hard time. But when you obey and do what God has instructed to you to do, you are going to open up yourself to abundance and provision. That table that you sit at, the next time you sit at a table, the next time you pull up a chair and you sit with people, I want you to understand what you're doing spiritually. I want you to understand this is not anything that you need to look at just naturally. I want you to look at this from a spiritual perspective, because we are spiritual people. We live in a body and we house a soul, honey, but we are spirit. God said you want the provision. God said, I'm going to prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemies. You want connections? God said you're going to have to sit at the right table. You can't sit at the wrong table and get the connections that you need and you deserve. You can't. So many people are not sitting at the table that they know they need to sit at because that table just don't look like it has much to offer. See, that's when you make a mistake. This is why some people didn't invite you to their table, because you just didn't look the part. You just didn't look like you had it together. You just didn't look like you had what they needed. But God hid what you needed, with what they needed. He hid it in you because He gave man free will. God gives us an opportunity to choose. And He gives us an opportunity to learn, not to judge this out of appearance of people. God said, now don't look at the outer appearance. He said, because you're going to mess up. God said, look at the heart of that person. Always look at the heart of people. So many people are making choices because of what it looked like. And months, weeks, years, possibly down the road, if these people can go back and redo that decision, they will go back and redo it. But you need to be careful at the table that you sit. Remember that a table represents your connections. Your table represents blessings and provision. It represents abundance. Think about when we're at home, we sit at the table with our family and we're eating, or we go out to eat, breakfast, dinner, brunch, whatever it is. We are connecting. Biblically and spiritually, a table represents abundance, provision, connections. This is what God is going to do for you. God is going to sit you at a table where you're going to connect with people that you thought you would never be able to connect to. And you may be asking yourself, why am I connecting with these people? I don't have anything to offer. I don't qualify. Yes, you do. Get rid of your stinking thinking. Get rid of that carnal thinking. Get rid of that Egyptian thinking, that Babylonian thinking. Get rid of it, because it's going to hinder what God is going to do in your life. God is getting ready to set you up. God is getting ready to place you at a table where it's nothing but provision, where it's miracles and breakthroughs and abundance, and where you're going to get the right connection. Some of you just need that right connection. God said, I'm going to sit you at the table. So when I lead you, don't make an excuse and don't talk yourself out of pulling up a chair and sitting at this table, because God ordained tables. These are connections. When God is ready to bless your life, honey, He's going to do it through people. When the devil want to come in and destroy everything in your life, he's going to bring a person. Be careful. Be careful where you sit. Be careful where you lay your head. When I say lay my head spiritually, I mean just like Samson and Delilah. Be careful who you trust. Be careful the information that you're giving people, because people who don't have good intentions for you, at the opportune time, they will throw this stuff right back up in your face. They will throw it right back up in your face and use it against you like an arsenal, a lethal weapon. Don't pull your chair up to every table, because every table God has ordained you to sit at this table. You want the right connections. You want the provision. You want the abundance. You want the blessings. And God said, okay, I'm going to lead you to a table. Now, this table may not look like it has provision. It may not look like it has the connections that you are wanting and desiring. God said, but just trust me and pull your chair up. You've got what it takes, because God put it in you. Whoever that you wanted to see that you had what it takes, and these people didn't see that you had what it took, so what? God has the right people. God has the right person to see that what you have on the inside of you is what they've been looking for. People are going to find you. And these people that find you, that are God ordained and God led in your direction, are going to change your life for the better. When the wrong people leave, wrong things stop happening. When the right people enter in your life, right things begin to happen. Doors begin to open. Because God uses people to get us from point A to point B. No matter how much gifting you got, how much calling you have, God said, I'm going to use a person to get you to the place where you need to be. You can't make it by yourself. You can't. We need God, but God is going to use a person. He's going to use people to get you to where you desire to be. Thank all of y'all so much for what you do to help our channel to become what it is. I love y'all so much. I am praying daily for all of you. Just stay encouraged. Keep your heart in the right place. Pray for your enemies. Pray for our leaders. Pray for our country. Just have a lifestyle of prayer, because the more you pray, trust me, the more powerful that you're going to become. The less you pray, the more you open yourself up to be ensnared by the tactics and the schematics of the enemy. The weapon may form, but it won't prosper. Don't worry about what's forming. Don't worry about who's trying to form it. You focus on the table of provision, the table of abundance, the table of miracles, the table of breakthroughs that God is getting ready to sit you at. And it's going to change your life for the rest of your life. Think about where you're going. Don't think about where you've been. I love you. We'll talk later.